We're waiting.
To start us off on the rumor mill this week, AMD may be looking to use hybrid chip designs with their Zen 5 CPUs. When I mean hybrid, think of Intel's Alder Lake CPUs or even Apple's latest processors. All of them have high performance cores comboed with high efficiency cores. For example, of an 8000 series processor SKU going around, we are looking at 8 big cores for the power and 4 smaller cores to handle the lighter loads. If this does follow AMD's roadmap we have explored on previous episodes of Past Assault, the die size that should be in use is TSMC's 3nm process. When comparing 3nm to 5nm, you can see gains ranging from 25 to 30% in power efficiency and 10 to 15% in more performance. I will admit, I'm not an expert when it comes to the design process, but I wonder the reasoning for having a hybrid design with that level of efficiency. And why don't we have a conversation about that exact topic down in the comments below? One caveat to this is if AMD follows their roadmap. With the news of Zen 3 Plus being scrapped, possibly due to demand outpacing the supply by a mile, there may be some changes on how close we are to 5 and 3nm CPUs. But what about Team Blue? There is no doubt Intel has fallen behind in the arms race with AMD, being stuck on 14nm for about 6 years now. Wow, it's really been 6 years since Skylake? And with multiple announcements of 10 and 7nm processes being delayed, it doesn't seem to be looking pretty right now. In reality, Intel is still selling like crazy thanks to the chip shortage. This capital has allowed them to set plans into motion to solve their problems. To start, we know that they're going to build 2 fabs here in Arizona. They're planning on building 1 in Europe, as well as retooling several different fabs like their Israel one. Next on the block is an expansion to Intel's current fab in New Mexico. For the site, plans have been set into motion to expand the campus by 40%. The primary use case for this new ground would be to increase production of 3D stacked chips, just like the recently announced 7nm Meteor Lake chips. Hey, if Intel manages to keep stock of any processors they make, it would be in a massive win compared to the Red Team. And it is going to be interesting seeing how these two giants duke it out over the years to come. And what would it be if we talked about the chip shortage and not brought up graphics cards? Luckily, AMD has us covered. With these rumors, AMD's RDNA 3 based Navi 33 chips will be equivalent to Navi 21. That's basically a Radeon 6900 showing up closer to the middle of the pack. And that's 80 compute units with 5,120 cores. The best of the best is something that seems even more out there in comparison. That Navi 31 chip is said to be a dual chiplet die, supporting 2 of those Navi 33 chips. And that's a total of 10,240 cores packed into there. Luckily, RDNA 3 will be supported by TSMC's 5nm chip process, so hopefully these cards won't be as hot and power hungry compared to the current generation of cards. But if I'm being serious, I believe the 3-card slot design is here to stay. And to split the 2 graphics cards we have talked about so far, Navi 32 should land with around 120 to 140 compute units. Closer to 140 would be my guess. Sadly, we're going to have to wait some time before any info is made public about what is coming next from AMD and their graphics card department. This is driven by the need for 5nm chips, and those are slated to come from TSMC late this year in mass production, so expect somewhere around the middle of next year before we see any real info about the next generation of graphics cards. If you want to hear more info on this when it comes out, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And for our last part of the rumor mill, Apple may finally branch into making a foldable phone. If this does hold up to be true, I would not be surprised. Apple does have a reputation for creating a product to fit a trend that has been established for a year or two. This does give Apple time to create a product that is fully fleshed out compared to their competition though. I do have to give Apple some credit. They are very good at the rip-off and duplicate process. But what are we looking at in terms of a timescale? According to some ideas floating around, a target window would be 2023. The same rumor also says the new iPhone will support an 8-inch QHD OLED display. With 2 different models reportedly passing internal quality testing, there may be some kernel of the truth. And as always with those, make sure to take it with a grain of salt. And with that, that's going to do it for this week's tech-related salt. Make sure to like the video, subscribe for more tech content, and hit that notification bell. Follow us on Twitter at tech_4_thought, And if video games are more of your thing, check out our affiliate, cultureofgaming.com, for all your latest gaming news, reviews, and opinion pieces. See you next time.